Hello students, in this video we are going to continue algebraic expressions part 3. In this part we are going to learn multiplication of monomials. How do we multiply monomials? Rule: to multiply monomials, first we multiply their coefficients. Second, we add the exponents or degrees of the same variables. To understand these steps more, let's do some examples. Example 1, 2x cubed y times 3y times a squared. This is the product, or we are multiplying three monomials, 2x cubed y, 3y, and a squared. So how are we going to multiply the three monomials? First, remark 1, we group the coefficients and the same variables next to each other. So first, we need to write the coefficients of these three monomials next to each other. So the coefficient of 2x cubed y is 2. The coefficient of 3y is 3, and a squared is in fact equal to 1a squared. We have an invisible 1 as coefficient. Now we write them next to each other. 2, of course, between them we write times 3, and here we don't have to write times 1 because multiplying by 1 will get us the same answer. Now, next step is we group the same variables next to each other. It means here we have x cubed. Do we have another variable x here? No, so we copy x cubed by itself times x cubed. Now the other variable here is y. So we have here y and y. We have two y's, so we write them next to each other times y times y. And the last variable here is a of degree 2, so we copy it by itself. We don't have another variable a. A squared, we write it times a squared. So this step we do it before we start multiplying the coefficients. Now next step, we multiply their coefficients. After grouping the coefficients next to each other, now we multiply them. So we multiply 2 times 3, it's 6. Now the times we copy it. Now we add the exponents or degrees of the same variables. Here, x cubed, we don't have another variable of or power of base x, so we copy it by itself. X cubed is by itself, we copy it. Because we cannot add the exponents of powers that don't have the same base. Now we copy the times. Now we need to multiply y times y. Y is in fact has as exponent 1. Also this y has as exponent 1. Here we have two powers with same base y. Here we have the same variable y, and when we multiply two powers with same base, we add their exponents. So y exponent 1 times y exponent 1 equals y exponent 1 plus 1, it's y exponent 2. So we write y exponent 2. And in the end, a squared, we don't have another variable, a or power of base a, so we copy it. We copy the times and we copy a squared. These two steps are done. In the end, we need, of course, to write this expression in a better way. It looks messy. So remark 2, in the end, we write the simplified form of the expression. So here we can get rid of the times. And when we copy the variables, we follow the alphabetical order. So first, we write the coefficient 6. And we get rid of the sign times. And when we start writing the variables, when we copy them, we follow the alphabetical order. But before we do, here be careful. If you notice here we have 3 powers with different base, x, y, a. So of course I cannot multiply powers with different base. So that's why I cannot simplify this expression anymore. I cannot do x, y, a exponent, for example, here 7. No, it's wrong. I cannot simplify it anymore. So by following the alphabetical order, I write a squared first, then letter x after the a, and last y, x cubed, y squared. And this product of these 3 monomials is equal to 6a squared x cubed y squared. Now example 2, negative 4m times negative 4m exponent 9. Here the exponent 9 is only for the m. If we put it outside, it's a different story. So let's follow the same steps. First, we group the coefficients and the variables next to each other. So negative 4 and negative 4, we copy them next to each other. Negative 4, so since it's in the beginning of the expression, we don't have to write it between parentheses. But since the other negative 4 is not in the beginning of the expression, we have to write it between parentheses, because we cannot write 2 signs next to each other like this, times and minus. No. When we multiply by a negative number, we put this number between parentheses. Then we copy the variables, the same variable. Here we only have one variable, m. We copy them next to each other. M and m exponent 9, we write them next to each other, times m exponent 9. Now next step, we multiply the coefficients. Negative 4 times negative 4, minus times minus, it's a plus, and 4 times 4, it's 16. Then the times, we copy it, and m times m exponent 9, m is in fact m exponent 1 times m exponent 9, 2 powers with same base m, we add their exponents, it's m exponent 10. In the end, we write the simplified form of the expression equals 16 m exponent 10. We get rid of the times. And we have this final answer. If you wanted to do it fast, we do negative 4 times negative 4, it's positive 16. We don't have to put the plus. And m times m exponent 9, it's m exponent 10. We have invisible 1 here as exponent. Let's continue with example 3. In this expression, we have the product of 3 monomials, 0u squared times 5u times 12. 12 is a constant term. So first step, we group the coefficients next to each other and the same variables next to each other. Here we only have one variable u, so it's easier. So we have the coefficient 0 of u, or 0u squared, 5u has 5 as coefficient, and 12, it's a constant term, so it's coefficient. Equals, we copy them next to each other, 0 times 5 times 12. Then we group the variables u squared and u times u squared times u. Now to continue, we multiply the coefficients. Here we have 3. 0 times 5 is 0. 0 times 12, it's 0. We have 0. The times, we copy it. And u squared times u. U is in fact u exponent 1. And u squared times u exponent 1. We add the exponent of the same variables. We obtain u cubed. In the end, 0 times anything, 0 times any variable times any number, it's always 0. So 0 times u cubed, it's equal to 0, and this is the final answer. Now let's continue example 4. Here we have the product of the 3 monomials, 8 over 35v cubed times negative 7 over 4v times 5v exponent 0. So first step, we group the coefficients. 8 over 35 is the coefficient of this first monomial. Negative 7 over 4 is the coefficient of the second monomial. And 5 is the coefficient of the third monomial. So here, when you gather the coefficients, of course, if you have a negative sign, you also take it, it's part of the coefficient. So be careful, we don't write the coefficient without the sign. Equals, now we gather or group the coefficients next to each other and the same variables next to each other. Here we have only one variable v, so it's easier to group. So we copy 8 over 35 times negative 7 over 4. Here we don't have to put parentheses because here the negative sign is for the numerator. In case it was here next to the over, we have to place parentheses. But if the negative sign was next to the numerator or the denominator, we don't have to put parentheses. Then we write times 5, then v cubed, v, and v0, we group them next to each other, times v cubed times v times v exponent 0. Now, next step is to multiply the coefficients by each other, and we add the exponents of the same variables. Here we have only one variable, we add their exponents. Here, the coefficients, if you notice, we have product of fractions. Before we multiply fractions, we can simplify them. We can simplify any numerator with any denominator. It depends which ones have a common divisor. Here we notice 8 and 4, they have common divisor 4. We can simplify by 4. 35 and 7, they have a common divisor 7. Also, we can simplify 35 with 5. 5 is 5 over 1. But here maybe it's better to simplify 35 and 7 by 7. We obtain 8 divided by 4, 2 over 35 divided by 7, it's 5. 2 over 5 times negative 7 divided by 7, negative 1. 4 divided by 4, 1. Negative 1 over 1 times 5 is in fact 5 over 1. The times we copy it, v cubed, we copy it, v, we copy it. And v exponent 0, if you have a power whose exponent is 0, it's always equal to 1. So you can write times 1. Now let's continue. Here we also notice, we check if we can simplify. As we said, we can simplify any numerator with any denominator as long as we have the sign times between the fractions. Here 5 and 5, we can simplify them by 5. And we cannot simplify the other numerators or denominators anymore. We obtain 2 over 1 times negative 1 over 1 times here it's 1 over 1. We copy the times. Now let's write this product in the form of 1 power. Here we have same base v. v is in fact v exponent 1. v cubed times v exponent 1, it's v exponent 4. We add the exponents. And v exponent 4 times 1, it's v exponent 4. Now let's multiply these three fractions. We multiply the numerators and then the denominators. 2, so let's multiply them. 2 times negative 1, it's negative 2. Negative 2 times 1, it's negative 2. 1 times 1 times 1, it's 1. This is equal to negative 2 over 1, and anything over 1 is equal to the numerator. Negative 2 divided by 1, it's negative 2. And now let's write the simplified form by getting rid of the times, and we copy the v exponent 4. We obtain negative 2 v exponent 4, and this is the simplified form of this algebraic expression of this product of the three monomials. Here we are not calculating the numerical value, no, we are simplifying this expression. So this is the end of our video. Thank you for watching.